Okay, can you guys see my face as well? I'm not sure. So I think that the connection today is not really good. Is it good in your place, guys?
Yes.
Yes, nice.
Yes, Miss.
Right. Okay. So we're going to start the topic today, and as you can see that we're going to talk about digging the thoughts and life of a multilingual speaker, how being polyglot affects one's personality and the way they see the world. So before I begin the topic here, so I'm going to ask you first, do you think that yourself, guys, here are multilingual? Are you or not?
Yes.
Do you consider yourselves as multilingual? Yes. Okay, Miss Sophie. Hello, Miss Sophie.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so how many languages can you speak? May I know?
Only two, Miss. English and Indonesia.
English and Indonesian. Right. So where are you from, Miss Sophie? May I know?
I'm from Samarinda, East Borneo.
Oh, you're from Samarinda, East Borneo. Okay.
Yes.
And Indonesian and English. And how about Mr. Eric or Mr.
Hello, Miss.
Setiawan? Hello, Mr. Eric.
Hello. Hi.
Okay, hello. Where are you from?
I'm from Java.
Java. Which Java? Is Java?
It's Java. Is Java.
Is Java, right? So how many languages can you speak?
Actually, I can speak Java, Indonesia, and Arabic, and English,
Oh, you
but
can also speak Arabic.
little by
Okay.
little.
Right, little by little. Okay, so you can speak Javanese, you can speak Arabic, and you can also speak Indonesian and English. Okay, I
English.
see. Right. Mr. Malidi. Hello, Mr. Malidi.
Hi.
Hi. Right. Actually, I know you. And where are you from, Mr. Maulidi?
I am from Madura.
Madura. Okay. So does it have a vernacular local language?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. How do we call it? Maduranese? I'm not sure.
Maduris.
Just Javanese. Huh?
Maduris language. No, it's different.
Oh, Maduris language. So it's kind of
Yeah.
different. Okay, it has a different accent as well. And how many languages can you speak?
Madura, Jawa, Bali.
Balinese.
Yes, Balinese.
Right.
Then Indonesia, of course. English
English
and Arabic.
and
Arabic.
Arabic. You can also speak Arabic. All right, I see.
Mm.
Yeah, I know that. Okay, thank you. And Wafda. Hello, Wafda.
Hello,
Okay, hello, Miss Wafda. So where are you from, Wafda?
I'm from Yogyakarta.
Right. So how many languages can you speak then?
Maybe like the previous speaker, I speak Indonesia, English, Arabic, and Japanese.
Okay, Japanese, Arabic, Indonesian. Okay, thank you. So wait, where are you from again? Which Java?
Yogyakarta.
Oh, Jakarta. I see. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have other? Can I ask Indah? Indah, hello. Indah, I like to ask you as well.
Hello.
Hello, Indah. Where are you from, Indah?
It's kind of complicated, but because I have multi background, let's say.
Okay.
But currently I live in Malang, East Java.
Okay. And how many languages can you speak?
I speak Banjarnese, Javanese, English, Indonesian, and a little bit of Korean language.
A little bit of Korean language.
Yes.
And you mentioned Banjarnese. How? I mean, it's kind of far from Malang.
Yes. Back then when I was in high school, I moved to Palangkaraya. So basically, most of my
Oh.
friends teach me how to use the language, even though I don't really understand if the native Banjarnese speak, because it's kind of different and diverse of Banjarnese. But
Yes.
I understand the daily activity of the language as well.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. I don't know how to explain, but you know, in Palangkaraya, you mentioned that you lived in Palangkaraya, but most of us speak Banjarnese as well, even though that it's actually from South Borneo. You know,
Yeah.
Palangkaraya is in Central Borneo, so yeah, the provinces are different. They are two different separate provinces, but still Banjarnese, there are lots of people speak Banjarnese in Palangkaraya. Okay, thank you very much, Indah.
Yes, my pleasure.
We're going to move on to the second page. Okay, so we're going to talk about bilingualism first. So as you can see, that bilingualism is the ability of an individual or the members of a community to use two languages effectively. And you can also see that there is also a term which is monolingualism, which means one language. Mono is one, refers to the ability to use a single language, and the ability to use multiple languages is known as multilingualism. Okay, so we're going to talk about this one, of course, as you know of. And today we're going to also talk about the differences between people who can speak two languages, people who can speak more than two languages, and people who can speak only one language, and how they affect the brains of the people who use the languages themselves. Okay, let's just move on. So as you can see that we have some terms as well here. Wait, let me put up this into one.
I think you have to unmute.
Miss
Sorry,
Arpah, we kind of lost your voice.
yeah, I can hear a thing.
Is
We
it clear
still
now?
can. Yeah, yes. It's just clear now.
Okay, I guess it's the connection. Okay, I guess I'm going to be off camera because the connection is not really good, as you know of. I don't know, maybe because it's because of the rain somehow. So can you hear my voice, guys? Hello,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
clear. Right. Right, so let's just move on now. So here we have some different terms that we're going to talk about. We have mono, we have bi, we have tri, and multi. Multilingual, a person who using multiple or several languages. And we also have two other terms there. We have polyglot and hyper polyglot. So actually, polyglot is actually someone who can speak more than 3 languages, and Harper is like someone who can speak at least 6 languages. So, okay, so we're going to discuss this thing first before we move on. Do these groups of people have different enthusiasm for new languages, do you think? Does anyone have any ideas about this one? Or they're just the
Yeah.
same about languages?
Yeah, I do.
Mr. Maulidi, maybe? Do you want to talk?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, I
do these groups of people have different enthusiasm, do you think? Mono, bi, tri, multi, yes. Okay, how and why?
How and why? I think they want to know something new.
Which groups? The bi, the tri?
I think multi.
Okay, multilingual. They want to try something new. So do you think that monolingual person doesn't want to learn something new? Are you not sure?
I think all of them, they want to
Oh, all
know
of them.
something about them.
About the new languages.
Yeah.
Okay. So how about number 2? Do their cultural backgrounds and ways of life play a big role in making them mono or multilingual? Or it's just the same? Does anyone have any idea about this one?
Yeah, I think so. Cultural backgrounds, yes. Based on their cultural background.
Okay, so the thought is based on their cultural backgrounds as well. So how about different views on the global issues and how they see the world? Do you think they're also, different on this thing?
Of course.
Of course. Okay. So Sophie, Miss Sophie, do you want to talk a little bit about the different views of thing?
Okay, Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Do these people have different? Yeah, I really think that people who have who can understand many languages can see the world differently, because as we can see, every country has their own backgrounds, and the perspectives that has been built in those places, of course, are different as well. So the way they see some issues or cases might be different from one country among another, even though the case are totally the same. For example, the way America see the case in Ukraine and the way Turkey, for example, see these cases are totally different. Maybe one of them support it and the other one against it. So it's totally, when we stand in the middle of the side, for example, we don't against it nor support it, but we understand the languages, we could be able understand their perspectives among the countries. I think it could be make us more open about how open about the bigger pictures. Yeah, I think that's yeah, not only from one set or one pieces, but we could be able to see how this is actually seen in global area. I think that's it, Miss.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, so I also think so that the global issues are really something, and monolingual and multilingual have different views, of course, because of the languages themselves bring culture. Okay, so let's have the last one. Does where they are originally from influence their language skills and acceptance toward new languages? Does anyone want to share their ideas about this last one?
Yeah, I think not really.
Not really.
Not really. So
Okay.
our originally from is not
Mm-hmm.
really influenced by language skills. No.
Mm-hmm. So how about the acceptance toward new languages? Are they open or not really?
Yeah, not really. Oh, we know that we live now globally, and
Mm-hmm. Yes.
we have networks. So even though you are originally from remote island, I think if as long as you have internet connections, so it doesn't affect your language skills or acceptance toward new language.
Okay, I see. Right. How about the others? Does anyone else have any idea about the last one?
I actually don't really understand the question, Miss. Can you please enlighten
Right.
me?
Okay. So this last one actually talks about, a person can be from a very specific place, right? For example, that someone can be from Palangkaraya and someone else can be from Palembang, someone else can be from Jakarta, and maybe they have different kinds of, how do I say that? Mindset or viewpoints about this thing. Maybe their acceptance toward new languages can be different. Maybe people who live in remote area can think that new languages are not that important. And maybe people who come from, let's say, big cities think that new languages are really important.
I see. Thank you, Miss.
Okay. So do you want to talk about this thing, Sophie?
Yeah, I think the way where we are raised are very, very determined the way our see the no languages are
Okay.
learned. Like you said before, are not only divided into a rural area and metropolitan cities, for example. Not the big city not necessarily always be uh the upfront or the one who do the things first. But I think it is affect the way we see the languages, because the place where we live really determine our needs and
Oh yeah.
needs. For example, yeah, maybe in remote area people don't really think learn new languages as an important skill, as an important things to do, because they don't need that. They just need their traditional language for communicate on their daily basis. But when we live in the bigger cities, especially when in the capital one, we see the opportunities. If we could be able understand some languages, we could also open wider opportunity for us for work, for networking, for making friends, etc., because we understand their languages. So I do agree with this statement.
Okay, I see. So where they are originally from really influences. So
Yes.
Mr. Malidi, okay, do you agree or do you wanna
No,
against that?
no, I disagree. I disagree with Sophie. Sophie's
Okay, you
opinion.
disagree?
Yeah, I disagree. I
Okay.
said that as
Uh-huh.
long as you have internet connection, even though you are in a remote area or remote island, uh, uh, the place doesn't affect, or where you are originally from, is it, let's say, location that doesn't affect your skill language or language skills, no, at all.
Okay. So Sophie, do you wanna
I I
stand
said
for
this
your opinion?
because my perspective, as
Yes.
I come from a remote island, so I speak local language from very young until 10. Maybe
Mhm.
I can say Indonesian language very well as our United Nation, but that doesn't affect my language skill.
Yes, Miss Sophie.
Yeah, I think we have some misunderstanding here. I mean, I'm not saying that if you're from rural area, it will not affect it, and if you're from big city, it will definitely affect it. It's just the example. What the point is, it is affected based on your necessities, based on your needs, based on what you see, what the opportunities that you
Yeah.
see, not because you are.
Question before is does where they are originally from. So that's the location. Originally from. So it's not the way they raise, oh, they need. No, that's different. Yeah, that's different. So the question is about originally from.
Okay. Miss Sophie, do you want to talk more about this thing?
No, miss. I
No.
just leave that. It's okay.
Okay, I see. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Miss Sophie, and thank you, Mr. Molly D.
Most welcome.
Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm going to say a little bit about this point. I'd like to point out about the meaning of where they are originally from. So this one is actually about the cultural backgrounds as well, because you know, the places where you are from actually, you know, it affects the way of thinking as well. So yeah, that's why I'm asking this question, because the places can also have influence in the upbringing of someone. Okay, but thank you very much for Ms. Sophie and Mr. Molly D to talk about this thing and share the thoughts. So we're going to move on to another part. So we're going to talk about, is being bi or multilingual that important? Right, so we're going to talk about the reasons first, and we're going to have some random reasons to learn a new language. And let's see. Right, so to get a good job, to look intelligent, until to work in a country of the target language. So which do you agree and which don't, and why? Does anyone want to share the thoughts about this one? Or maybe you think that all of these reasons are really absurd or just impossible, or maybe these reasons are your reasons. Let's see. Does anyone want to talk about this one?
I think yes, at least by.
At least by.
At least by, as we know, Indonesia. I think it's impossible if you just only know one language, because Indonesian people at least know 2 languages.
Okay, at least they know 2 languages, the local language and Indonesian.
And Indonesian. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
So
how about the reason here?
Yeah, so that's important because again, I speak based on my experience. I'm not originally from Palangkaraya, so I'm from Madura. So so I need to speak other languages.
Yeah, I see. Because of the, you know, the places, you need to talk about the language in that places.
Yes.
Right.
To get
that. Okay. How about the others? Do you agree to all of these reasons, or some of these reasons just are not supposed to be on the list maybe? How about the others? Let's have Febrian. Hello, Febrian. I guess you're new to this room today. Febrian, Mr. Febrian.
Yes, I'm.
Yes. Okay. Hello, Mr. Febrian.
Yes, hello, Miss Arpah.
Right. So do you want to talk about these reasons? Do you think that these reasons are, you know, they make sense maybe, or they just don't make sense? I don't know about you. What do you think?
Oh, actually, I agree with these reasons because
Mm-hmm.
all the parts of learn about language to get to get more relationship with the others, and also about how we can get the new experience, and also about the job. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it's really great for us to learn at least like Mr. Muhammad said, by
Mm.
is big, at least by or yeah, three language to learn uh, one of foreign language uh, like English or Chinese.
At least English or Chinese. Right.
Yes.
So does one or maybe two or three of these reasons make sense or doesn't make sense? Or all of them are okay for reasons?
I
Fabian.
think all of them
Oh,
are
only the,
okay.
all of them are okay. Okay, I see.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So let's just move on then. So this is actually taken from a survey. We have top 3 reasons to learn a new language. So as you can see that the first one is work and business. You can see that meet specific industry needs until venture into overseas market and industry, until, you know, relationships, and also you can find new culture, widen your perspective, gain insights, and also for travel. So these are actually top 3 reasons to learn the language. Okay, let's have Mr. Denyawan. Hello, Mr. Denyawan.
Hello, Miss.
Okay, hello. So can you mention which one is yours from these top 3 reasons? Or you may have another reasons that is not in this 3 list.
Before it, I'm
Mm-mm.
sorry because this is my first time to join in this discussion,
Okay,
and
you don't have to be sorry, actually. That's
yeah,
fine.
and my English still bad. I'm sorry,
Okay,
Miss.
that's fine. That's good. Yeah, at least you want to try, and that's the, you know, the big step actually.
Yeah.
Right. So what is your reason for learning a new language, Denyaman?
My reason for learning a new language is because I want open the door, because the first my language, I want to learn English language because English is the international language,
Mm-mm.
and I want to open the first door only this.
Okay, the first door to open other
Yeah.
doors. Right, I
I'm
see.
sorry, Miss. My
That's fine.
my English still
Don't be
bad.
sorry. This is the place for us to learn together.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're doing good. So let's move on to another person then. Let's have Miss Norma Yunita, maybe. Hello, Miss Norma.
Yeah, yes, miss.
Okay. So yeah, I'd like to ask you about your reasons why you learn a new language.
For me, especially in learn English, I want to add my speaking skills,
Mhm.
and for specifically, I want to pursue my dream to study abroad next year,
Mhm.
maybe. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Okay, where are you going? Or you still
Uh,
have no idea?
I want to go to UK or maybe in Brunei.
Okay, in Brunei maybe. Okay, that's good. So next year, let's hope that it will come soon for you.
Thank you. Amin. I hope so.
Right. Okay, thank you very much for the thoughts of this one, the reasons for learning a new language. Let's move on. So we're going to talk about how do you acquire a new language first. So as you can see that we have some ways for us to acquire a new language. The first one is schools and then extra course. And then we also have language learning apps until talking to natives until the last one, which is kind of I don't know if it's good or bad for this one. TV shows, social media, and memes.
May I, Miss?
Yes, Sophie?
Yeah, I actually raised my hand for previous slide, but maybe you didn't see my
Really?
emoji.
Sorry, I didn't see that. Okay.
It's okay.
Good.
All right.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, but first of all, I just want to say, I think this is very necessary to say. You are so well spoken. Thank you for that. Thank you for bringing this topic too, because
really? Okay.
I really discussion. Sometimes we know that the discussion it's kind of boring, but it depends on the moderator as well. And you're doing very good. Thank you for
Really?
that.
Oh, thank you very much, Sophie.
Yeah, I think, can I just answer the previous slide?
Okay, we'll go back a little bit. This one or the previous one? Or this one?
Yeah, this
right.
one, exactly. For me, I would like to pick the travels one because I really like travel, but I don't. And the reason why I learn new languages, sometimes I join Turkish class or German class, but I never seriously learning about them because I just want to make friends, learn their culture, and then find out their accents, their jokes, based on their countries. Of course, we have some different sense of humor from each countries, and I found that's very interesting for me. I just enjoyed the time when I discuss with them, but I don't really learn the languages for work or business, but simply just I found that it's interesting to talk to them with their accents, with their sense of humor, and then when they try to tell me their culture and what happened in their country, simply like that, that's just make me excited.
Okay, so you are excited about these cultures and everything. So it's not really specific reasons, but you still want to learn a new language because it's just interesting for you.
Yes, that's right.
Right. And you mentioned travels. So do you like travels a lot?
I like travels, especially solo traveling. I like travel alone.
Right, I see. So have you ever been into countries where you can speak their languages?
For another country, I only been to Turkey, but I don't, I can't speak Turkish at that time. I use like guide. Yeah.
Okay. And how was the experience then?
It was exactly what I expected. It's amazing. Not only the season is different, it's different with Indonesia. They have 4 seasons there, and also the way, the habits, the behavior, the way those people behave to strangers among each others. It's very different, and I found it's such a dream come true. It's like, oh, I'm the one who a stranger here, so I'm the tourist, not like Indonesia. I saw a lot of foreigners, Americans, or whatever they're from, but now I'm the one who welcome, and that's very pleasant for me because all of them are very kind, and seeing all those, especially Turkey has a lot of historical buildings, and that's also
Yes.
another excitement for me, because not only I saw the season that I never been to before, but I also finally see the buildings that I have read from the books that it's actually stand in front of my
Yeah.
eyes.
Yes. So at the time you started to realize that it was really important for you to learn Turkish. Maybe
Yeah.
Turkish, yeah, learning Turkish will help you, find more enjoyable moments there.
Yes, miss, that's right.
Yes. Okay. So
Ah,
good luck with your Turkish. I hope
thank you.
I hope you will be able to speak fluent Turkish in the future.
Thank you so much.
Right. So yes. Does anyone else?
Sophie,
Okay.
Sophie, you said Turkey?
He
Yeah.
mentioned Turkey.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. You have to go there. Yeah. Mhm. You have to go there. It's a beautiful country.
Okay, I have.
Yeah, she
Yeah, you
went
have.
there, Mr. Malidi.
Yeah. I went there in July.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
Continue.
you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, that was a great one. Okay, thank you very much, Miss Sophie and Mr. Malidi. So let's just move on to next one. Right, so now we're going to talk about how we actually acquire a new language. As you can see that we have some of ways that we can have to learn a new language, and we're going to talk about the difference between among these methods. So do different methods make different results, and also does motivation play a big role in getting the best results? Does anyone want to talk about this one?
Yeah, I think both of them.
Both
Both.
of them.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
From the very beginning, you have to know why first, but how also plays an important role to get there.
Okay.
So I think
Mhm.
I think it's not enough when you just only get why or your motivation, big motivation, but no effort. I think it's impossible.
Right, I see. So you need to have big motivation to learn a new language. Okay, so do you think
Yes.
that also the methods here also make different results? Someone who learn a new language in schools might have different results from someone who learn a new language maybe by talking to natives.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think yes, different method make different results.
Okay, and how is that how is that happening?
Yeah. Again,
Mm-hmm.
based on my experience, when I know the theory, the grammar of Arabic, but
Mm-hmm.
when I uh, when I have someone, especially I also went to Kingdom of Saudi Arabia
Mm-hmm.
in 2003. It's totally different. Yeah, and you are forced to learn. Okay, you are forced to learn, just like when you want to um, know how to swim. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
an expert say that it's okay if you just jump into the water, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you know how difficult it is, but after that, after
Yes.
you make an effort, you
Mm-hmm.
want to know how to swim, just like that. And I am a living proof.
Okay, I
Yeah,
see.
proof, yeah.
Mm-mm.
The theory cannot make any good result. And then
Mm-hmm.
when I just went there to Medina,
Mm-mm.
and it is just 2 months or 3 months, I can speak something.
You can
I
okay, you could speak Arabic.
yeah, I can speak my thoughts, and
Mm-hmm.
even I understand some people
Okay,
asking me.
because you had to do it, because you had to
Yeah,
speak the language
yeah, it is
to
just like
survive, let's say.
yeah, it is just like I have to because I want to survive.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Right, I see. Okay, that was good. Okay, does anyone else want to talk about this one as well? Maybe Herianto. I haven't heard about you. Herianto, Mr. Herianto, maybe. Hello? Hello, Mr. Herianto. Can you hear my voice? Okay, I guess no. Indah. Hello, Indah.
Yes, Indah is speaking.
Right. So, Indah, do you want to talk about this one? So, do you think that all of these ways can bring different results then?
I might say yes, because when we are learning language in school or courses,
Wait, I
we
can't hear anything. I'm sorry.
hello. Is it okay? Is
Can
it
you
clear?
speak up a little bit? Okay, right.
Okay. I
Uh,
think it's the connection. I struggle a lot with connection.
okay, me too, actually. It's raining here, actually. So it's kind of,
Ah,
yeah, it's kind of noisy a little bit outside.
oh, that's fine. Okay,
Mm-mm.
so in my opinions,
Mm-mm.
that's a huge difference when we learn language in school or in courses, and
Mm-mm.
when we learn automatically, let's say when we talk to natives, because when we are in school or in courses, we are learning from the fundamentals, from the basics,
Mm-hmm.
so we can understand exactly what we are talking about, how the vocabulary of the sentences, and even the grammar. I know it seems
Mm-hmm.
like party pooper or like something because I mentioned about the grammar, but
Yes.
I think it's important for us to get used to how the natives think about the structure of the words
Mm-mm.
of any structure of the words or the written that we might uh, need in the future when we are uh, travel abroad or when we have any business with um, foreigner.
Okay, I see. So, Indah, do you think which one is the best among all of these methods?
I think it's school and courses is the best for me because when you talk to natives, it
Mm-mm.
can only stay, let's say, maybe 2 months because
Mm-mm.
you are fluently speak with the natives because you are used to it, not because you are really understand what are you like talking about or what are you are mean to say something, because uh, in Indonesia we have a lot of synonyms, we have a lot of terms that is has a similar meaning, and that's also applied in English. English has a
Okay.
lot of like a lot of synonyms, like a lot of words.
Mm-mm.
So it's the best to learn in school or extra courses rather than talking to the natives, I guess.
Okay, I see. So it's still best to learn in schools and extra courses.
Yes, I'm an
Okay.
academic.
Okay. Okay, I see. Academic language, let's say.
Yes, I'm a pro academics language.
Right, that's fine. Um, okay, so I guess this is it for acquiring a new language. Does anyone else have any ideas, or we're just going to move on? Okay, let's just move on then.
Sorry, Miss, my eye.
Okay, Febrian.
Sorry, I'm late
The-
because my connection is
Yeah.
bad.
It's fine. It's fine. The previous one, Febrian.
Okay.
Mhm.
I only want to give a little additional. I think all of this method is have a connection each other because like Miss Indah said before, we need to know grammar from the school or extra course. But sometimes if we don't use it to talk directly to the native, or when we watch the movies, the foreign movies, we can make our tongue common to use that. Because of that, I do believe we can make a spreadly school or extra course to the talk directly to the native and use that. Like I learned in the Pare, we learn about the grammar in the class, and after that we talk to the teacher or to the native in there. It can make us be friendly. Then we only learn in the class or in the school, because in my city the teacher only teach
Grammar, I guess. Hello, Febrian.
course, but we don't know how to use that. In our daily.
Okay, in our daily. Right. So you mean that first step, as our first step, so we need to learn in schools and extra courses first, and then talking to natives is another step, which means that we can practice our lesson in real life. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, yes, that's right.
Right. So how about the others, the two others? We have language learning apps and TV shows or social media and memes.
Yeah. I want to try speak, Miss.
Okay, Norma.
Yeah,
Miss Norma, yes.
I'm sorry because I haven't fluent like the others, but I want to
That's
try
fine.
speak.
Yes, that's good.
For me, from TV shows and social media, means because I actually first time I really want to study English is when I watch a movie. And in that movie, I think that the accent is really interesting, and after that, I how to say I try to learn the English by language learning apps like Duolingo. I think the app is really I think the app is really helpful for me. Yeah. I actually want to talk with native too, but I haven't met with native speaker.
You haven't got the access.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you can try social media. You can talk to natives there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great idea. I haven't think about it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes, Mr. Molly, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just give some suggestions.
Suggestion.
You have to try to turn on Ome TV.
Ome TV.
Yeah.
Okay, Ome TV. That was good. Okay, that's a good one.
Popular.
Okay, Miss Norma, have you ever tried Ome TV? For me, I haven't.
Not because I how to say pernah.
Ever?
Ever my brother suggested the application Ome TV to me, but my uncles said that Omi TV is not good for you as a woman because he said that in Omi TV there is a lot of weight people show something blah 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 like that. So yeah, I heard my uncle, so I didn't use that application. I only use Duolingo.
Okay, Duolingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can try social media first to, maybe it's safer. Well, I don't know if it's safer as well or not, but actually I think it's safer than Omi TV. But you can try talking. Yeah, maybe you can try at least once in your life to talk and Omi TV.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Maybe I want to try some time. Yeah.
Do you have any interesting moment? Okay, so yeah, there's this question from Inda. So do you have any interesting moment while using the apps, Norma? Inda, is this for Norma, right? This question is for Norma, I guess.
Actually, for everyone.
Oh, for everyone.
Experience.
Okay, I thought it was for Norma. Okay, for everyone who have been using apps, language apps or Omi TV or anything. So do you have any interesting moments, guys, from using all of those apps?
Yes, miss.
Yes, Sophie?
I have used Omi TV like in the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Some very good experience with them. Some of them even still being my best friends. Sorry, only until now. But some of them, not some, most of them actually just do something dirty or like porn there. So you
Oh my God. Okay.
you gotta be so careful because you don't have to wait. It's just like when you swipe the camera, the screen, you can see like the whole part of body that you don't supposed to see. And
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry to ever
Okay.
experience
Yeah,
that
from someone who has the experience with Omi
Sophie.
TV, so I guess it's dangerous.
yeah,
We need to filter. We need to have our own filters for that one.
yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying that is bad. I'm just saying you have to be careful. But
Yes.
if you need a recommendation, if I can recommend some application that it's useful to learn English, I think there are two applications. The first one is Cambly. Cambly is like
Cambly.
yes, you're gonna meet the real foreigner from American or UK, and then they are gonna be your teacher, not your friend like Omi TV. It's they're gonna teach you seriously, and you can have like 15 minutes free. And the beginning, when you like or interested about the app, you can pay more for the month, and of course it's very affordable. And then the second app is Lingoda. I think that's very popular in Indonesia. It just like game actually, but it control your progress or your improvements. So it will remind you, oh, today you gotta learn. You can set like, oh, I want to learn English for 15 minutes every single day. The Lingoda app will remind you that you haven't opened the app yet, you haven't started the quiz yet, you haven't answered some question yet, so you gotta open it quickly. So after your 15 minutes done, it will be finished. So it's like your alarm to remind you that you gotta spend some time each day to learn the languages. And of course it's up to you. It could be 15 minutes, it could be 30 or 1 hour. It's up to you.
Okay,
yes.
Miss Sophie. Okay, so would you please type the apps, maybe the name of the apps there in the chat?
Yeah, the first one is Cambly, and the second was Lingoda. Yes, miss, I have typed it.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, so for everyone who wants to learn a new language by using apps, you can try going to Cambly and Lingoda, and they are suggested by Sophie. Right. I guess we're going to move on. Is it okay? Or does anyone else want to talk about this more? Yes, okay. So we're going to talk about the language shifting. Now we're moving on to these terms. I think you have heard about these terms before: code mixing, code switching, and language choice. So code mixing is actually using two languages in the same utterance or sentence. And code switching is like completely switch from one language to another, from one sentence to another. Okay, so you see the difference, right? And then the language choice is just selecting one language to use based on context. So there are also reasons why we switch codes there: to amplify or emphasize what we mean, to add expression or personality, and habitual expression. So I'd like to ask you again about this one. So do you ever, or do you mix and switch codes a lot in your languages? Anyone else want to talk about this one? Heri Yanto. Mr. Heri Yanto, hello. Okay, no ideas. Okay, Indah. Hello, Indah.
Hello.
Okay, so do you switch or mix a lot in your speech?
Yes, definitely, because
Yes. Uh-uh.
English is not my daily language or even my mother tongue.
Okay.
But in daily basis, when I have to work with some businesses, there are a lot of terms in English that we can't ever explain the exact meaning to Indonesian. And
Yes.
then
I see.
when we talk about our feelings, there is a resistance in our heart that we barely talk in Indonesians, and instead we switch the language to the English mode, so we can have like peace of mind when we are talk about our feelings. I think that is the pros of having a multilingual and of being a multilingual. Sorry.
I see. So for the reasons for code switching, which is do you have a lot to add expressions?
Express, yes. Because
Okay.
there are I don't know, sometimes it's difficult to find the exact words or the exact
Oh, I see. The exact
terms.
meaning.
Yeah.
So you mean the reason for you to mix and switch codes is like to clarify what you meant.
Yes, exactly.
Right, I see.
Happen most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Especially because of your work. Where do you work?
I currently work mobile from Malang. My office is at Jakarta, and yeah, on daily basis, I receive any brief in English and read the brief in English, but I have to deliver to my team in Indonesia and brainstorm in Indonesia. So that's why we have kind of language barrier when we have to clarify what is the meaning of the brief and clarify what is the meaning of what is the result of our brainstorming to match the brief we received from the clients. And that happen all
Right,
the
I see.
time. I think everyone is
Yeah, so
relating.
it happens all the
Sorry.
time. Right, I see. Thank you very much, Indah.
Yes, my pleasure.
Mhm. All right, so okay, this is kind of, I don't know if this is interesting for you. Let's see. Do you agree or argue? So you can see that there are some statements here, and I want you guys to choose one of the topics here among all of the topics here that you would like to talk about. Yeah, the topic is up to you, but still about the language, of course. If you agree, why? If you argue, why?
Can I go first, Miss?
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
please, Norma.
I want to multilingual speakers are more intelligent than monolingual speakers. Yeah. For me, I agree with that. How to say with that? With the
What is it?
With the sentence. How to say with the kalimat? Yeah.
With the sentences, the expressions.
Yeah, with the sentences, because of course if someone speaks with can speak with other can speak with other language like multilingual speakers, she or he can get more information than the person who didn't know the language. I don't know if you know what I mean, Miss?
Yeah, I see. So
Yeah.
I guess that you think that multilingual speakers are more intelligent because languages open to new knowledge and insights.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Do you want to talk more, or that's okay for that one?
It's okay.
Okay,
one.
that's fine. Okay, that's it. Right. So how about the others?
I argue.
You argue with one, which one, Mr. Maulidi?
With the one before.
Oh, really? Okay. How is it?
Yeah. Who said before?
Miss Norma.
Norma. Okay.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, sorry, Norma. Multilingual speakers
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
we
fine.
share
Anyone
our
can
opinion.
say
Yeah.
yes.
Anyone
Yeah.
can have
It's his
their
opinion.
opinion.
Yeah. Multilingual speakers are not more intelligent than monolingual speakers. I just have a friend from Japan. Okay, let's say you know that Japanese people are strictly, let's say, they are, some of them, they are too proud to be themselves. Okay, so I think it's rare. Okay, rare that Japanese people can speak English, even though I know there are some can speak English. It doesn't mean that someone who just speak Japanese less intelligent than multilingual speakers. Yeah. So it doesn't mean that multilingual speakers are more intelligent than monolingual speaker. Yeah. So as I know, language doesn't reflect your intelligence. language just a tool.
Okay,
Okay,
language is just a tool, I see.
just a tool to know the knowledge, to know the content of the knowledge, but it doesn't mean that multilingual speakers are more intelligent than monolingual speakers. So that's two different things.
Okay, there are two different things, you see.
Yeah.
So are you talking about multilingual speakers and monolingual speakers have something to do with the brain? So they don't affect anything about the brain. So it's just about our skills to use this language, and that's it.
Yeah, that's small part of the brain. Okay, but not the brain, the whole brain, no.
Okay. So it affects parts of the brain, but not the whole brain, which means that intelligence come from the whole brain, you mean?
Yeah, we can
Right, I
say
see.
that one is intelligent, based on the whole brain, or let's say rocket scientists. Okay, we agree that rocket scientists are intelligent, right? Okay, but almost all of them speak monolingual.
Okay.
Okay.
And that
let's
is
say
English.
Yeah, Japan or German people or just name countries that they have a lot of rocket scientists. They speak monolingual.
Okay. So rocket scientists, most of them are monolinguals and they are still intelligent.
Yeah.
Is that what you meant? All right, I see.
Yes.
Okay. So how about that, Nurma? Do you want to argue or that's fine?
That's a great opinion. But for me, I still believe in my opinion that multilingual speakers is more intelligent than monolingual speakers, because intelligent thing is not just about scientists or that's it.
So they can also be yes,
but
what is it?
They can also be language itself, that if someone how to say, good at language or many language, that's intelligent itself. So yeah.
Yeah, I see.
But it's a great opinion too.
Yeah, I think we have a different perspective about intelligence. If you about what is intelligent, I think if we talk to somebody, to scientists, they said that intelligence is not about language. So so I think it's language is just a tool for them, because I have been discussing about that. So intelligence is wider. So it's not about language.
Okay. Okay, so let's hear from Sophie.
Okay,
Miss Sophie raises hands. Yes.
Actually afraid that I speaking too much. Is
that's
that okay?
Fine. That's fine. That's okay. Yeah. What is it?
I thought
what is it, Sophie?
Raising their hands, so I will raise mine.
Yes, of course.
I this is very interesting, and there's so many cards that I disagree or agree, but I'm gonna go with the green one on the right. Kids who get to
I thought you would like to talk about the things that Mr. Maulidi and Nurma talked about. So you didn't.
No, it doesn't connect.
No, okay. Yeah, that's fine. So I guess that was okay for Mr. Maulidi and Nurma. Thank you. We're going to move on to Sophie. Yes, Sophie, you can start.
All right. I think I'm going to go with kids who get too much exposure of more than one language will have speech delay compared to monolingual kids. And I disagree for these statements. I know a lot of articles or parents that if you teaching your kids at the same time, like two different or some languages in their early childhood, it will cause speech delay. In the beginning, I do agree, but after I do some research, because this is actually one of my, I put on my thesis bachelor research, and I found that it's totally okay. Of course, my research, it can be as a measurement of the in general, but as far as I'm concerned, what I witnessed or what I experienced in the field, I found that doesn't cause speech delay at all. It will maybe cause a code speech. What you said? Code mixing, code switching.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Code
It will
mixing and code switching.
Yeah, it will cause them code switching and code mixing, but not cause the speech delay at all. Probably the kids, you can find some kids have trouble in their speaking or speech delay, but that doesn't come from the multi-languages learning. It can caused by another thing or another reason. But if you think, if you teach your kids different languages at the same time and their early childhood, the problem are only those. They might be like confused about the translation from different words, especially when the kids who their parents are mixed from coming from different countries or maybe just cities that use different traditional languages. It might be confuse them a little bit, but as long as you apply those languages balance in balance in the same proportion, it will actually improve or increase the vocabulary. So the earlier you fit the kid from different kind of words, the easier their understand, or the faster they could be able to speak different languages. That's actually very effective. So it's the opposite from this statement.
Okay, so you argue because it's the opposite actually from
Yes,
your research, right? I see. Okay, thank you, Sophie. Does anyone want to argue what Sophie said, or does anyone want to talk about other topics maybe?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Oh, you totally agree, Mr. Melody. Right,
Yeah.
thank you. And okay, how about the others? I'm going to ask other people here. Aku. Hello? Is that Aku or Aku? How do I say that? Mr.
Hello.
Mr. or Mr.? Okay, Mr.
Wait.
Okay, what's your name actually? Can I call you Aku or
Yes.
that's
Wait.
your real name?
Yeah, that's my real name.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Aku. Which topic would you like to choose to talk about?
Alright. If a person speaks with perfect accents, he or
I'm
she
sorry,
is
what is it?
monolingual. If a person speaks with a broken accent, he or she is sure bilingual or multilingual. I assume that
Okay.
Mostly lots of people, when we learned about language, they are confused how to choose which accent they are going to choose. But I assume that as long as we are confident, whether we choose American or British, even Cockney or Indonesian accent, but it's better off choosing American or British. Why? Because it's not our language. Seems like Japanese accent or Sundanese accent. Because of we are learning English. Even my accent is not really good, but I assume that the good one is learning by using their own language.
Okay.
Mostly, we have to consider or to focus on learning English perfectly. Even not perfectly, but we try to be better. Not as we translate it word to word, because in every language there has different how to say, rules that we have to obey it. As long as I'll beat Japanese language, they have their own pattern, or English they have their own pattern, Germanese, Spanish, Russian, and so on. So but the easiest one may be I guess that English. Why? Because we can easily find it out in the English circle, even virtually or physical. But for Japanese, Mandarin, and whatever, yeah, it's still a limited circle, or within the small scope or small environment, even virtual or physical, that we can find it out. Thank you very much.
Okay. Right, I see. So wait, the conclusion is you agree then or argue with that one?
A bit agree.
You
Not
agree.
even not perfect, but try to be better.
Okay, it tries to be better. Right, I see. Okay, thank you very much, Aku. Right, let's have another person. Mr. Fabrian, maybe. Do you want to talk about these topics? One of these topics, maybe?
Okay, Miss, thank you
Mm-hmm.
for change. I want to try to explain about multilingual speakers who switch and mix codes in all contexts makes good social interaction. Yeah, in my experience, a few days ago, I talked with Japanese. He could speak English, but it's not fluently. Sometimes it have a limitation topic, but it's good for me to learn what is the Japanese the Japanese, and it can make me good relationship with him. And sometimes I use Japanese because I know a little bit about Japanese, so they can know about new vocabulary about English, and also sometimes we use Google Translate to know about the
Yes.
meanings of the words. Yeah, until now I have a new foreigner friends from the Japanese. It's good for me to make to call switch and mix codes. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, so it was a good social interaction between you and a friend from Japan. Then.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so you agree, I guess. Right. Thank you. That was from Fabian. So let's move on to another. Wait, is Herianto here? Well, I was calling Herianto again. Okay. Okay, I see the Aku raised hand.
Okay, thanks for the second time given. It's my time to practice my English.
Right.
Fundamentally, language is one of the tool of communication. So whether we talk about accent or grammatical and so on, even we do not we are not in the formal situation, as long as we have to look forward to figuring out one each other with our partner to do a communication. The better communication is understanding each other.
Okay, that's the goal, I guess.
Yeah, that's the goal. But so that I say that it's better off having well structured and well pronunciation or well accent. But when our purpose, our goals, to do a conversation, yeah, we have to figure out each other. As long as I ever join a class with African, and we do debate because we do know one word, the meaning of one word, because we have different accent with the African. The way how do African explain us as I explained me, they have to make lots of analysis to
Okay.
explain one word. Yeah, that's the difficulty
Because of
for
the
us.
accents.
Yeah, because of the accent.
Uh-huh.
And I have got talked with someone who is married with African. So I have a duty now to teach his wife because her husband comes from African and she has a duty to learn English for about 3 months. That because she has to move to America, so that might as well for 3 months they have she has to learn English well. Yeah, it's also challenging for me to to preach both because they are as a couple or let's say they are husband and wife, but one of them comes from Indonesia and one of them comes from African, but they will stay in
Yes.
America. Yeah, how to solve it? I
Okay.
have to be preached. I don't think about the accent or everything. The point is, the wife can communicate with her husband. So that. Thank
Yeah, of
you.
course. Okay. So you were the teacher for the two of them, Aku.
No, as as their partner. I'm
Okay,
not
their
a
partner.
teacher.
Speaking
Freelance.
partner. Right.
No, no, no,
Yes, what is it?
no, no. I'm not speaking partner. I'm just freelance. I just like
Uh,
learning. So
okay, just
it's
like
not.
learning.
Yeah, I just like learning everything. As long this let's say English is my bridge to learn traditional language. Same as
Okay, I
the way
see.
how to say this food is delicious from Kutai, from Batak, and whatever. Because of that, I just keep learning.
Mm.
So that's
Mm.
not how to say honor to call a teacher, and so I'm too far called like
Okay.
a teacher.
Okay, let's say that you were the language enthusiast.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Aku. Right. So how about the others? Do you still want to talk about one or two things about these topics, or we're going to move on? If you're not going to talk about anything more about this one? Okay, so let's just move on then. So we're going to talk about facts and fictions a little bit about learning new languages and fun facts about multilingualism. So this is kind of a short information that you can have from learning new languages or being multilingualism. So the first one, all babies are born with the ability to distinguish the unique sound of various languages. As they learn the languages they are frequently exposed to, their ability to pick up other languages gradually diminishes. Studies show a clear relationship between the age of exposure to a language and a child's success in learning in that language. Effectively, this means exposure to a second language or multiple languages is greater in early childhood. And research proves that children who excel in their native language are almost certain to do well in the second language they are learning. So I guess this kind of in line with the things that Sophie said about, learning a new language in early stages of life. So we'll have another facts and fiction here. We have top 5 trilingual and top 5 bilingual. And as you can see that we have Indonesia there. The first one for the top 5 trilingual is Indonesia. And Indonesia is also number 3 for the top 5 bilingual. So have you ever heard about these results? Anyone? Okay. Right. So actually, Indonesia also has one spot there for people, the citizen can speak more than one language. And the less multilingual countries there is actually English speaking countries. As you can see that we have Australia only 12.5 and the US only 13, and from the UK only 14, and from Canada 19.3. Maybe because that we know that Indonesia also have provinces, and these provinces also have different cultures. People who are from Sumatra will be different from people who are from, let's say, Borneo, or they are also different from the languages from Java, let's say. So yeah, this one is a fact. Okay, Mr. Maulidi, do you want to talk? Hello?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Okay, sorry, it's raining now.
Yeah, it's also raining in my house, right?
Yeah, I think we
Okay,
are in the
so
same.
which one do you want to have talking
Yeah.
about?
Actually, the slide before.
Oh, the slide before. Okay, I'm sorry.
The slide
I guess I
before,
was too
that's
fast.
yeah, that's the fact, right?
This one?
Yeah. I think that's the fact that the least multilingual countries, they are Australia, the US, the UK, and Canada. That's the fact, right?
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I meant before. That multilingual speakers are not more intelligent. We know that those countries, we all know that some scientists are, are coming from there.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, that's why I stated my opinion based on the fact.
Yeah, your opinion is based on the fact.
Yes.
Okay.
So
one more thing.
multilingual speakers are not more intelligent.
Right, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to remind you that this graphic is actually based upon SwiftKey data, and therefore is limited to information from smartphone owners with the SwiftKey keyboard app. So this is fact from the survey done by SwiftKey app, actually. So it's not like the research scientist or something. Yeah, but it's still a fact, actually. Okay, we're going to have Aku, do you want to talk again?
Yeah, sure.
What
I
is
don't know
it?
whether I answer these questions on the next slide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because of it's due to Indonesian.
This one?
Is archipelago. Yeah.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Yeah, because Indonesia is archipelago. Maybe that is the challenge, or the challenging for, or the challenge for figuring out English as the main language, because we know that there are a lot of ethnic traditional cultures, or even the languages. Even we have trilingual language, not the second or the first one. That is the case for us, because we cannot avoid, or we cannot delete the traditional languages. That is the uniqueness of Indonesia, maybe from another city, or another country, not another city. Can you move to the next slide?
Okay, I see.
Fun fact and fiction.
Hello, Aku?
Yeah. Wait. So even when we compare with the Malaysia, because Malaysia put English as second language, yeah, of course, different. Because I agree with children to start learning English same as the mother tongue or mother language from the mother itself. I mean, when the baby learns English earlier than as I am right now, learn English a bit late, it's better of children who learned the earlier, because they do not disturb with everything. Seems like we have to look for money, we have to do everything. Well, the children can focus on learning by one subject. I ever met the children. She is first grade because of her environment. What to say, is used to speaking English. So the problem is she can't speak Indonesia.
Oh, okay.
This is because of maybe her family has a privilege about it. And then the second one, I ever met children who lives in Kalimantan, and he is fifth grade or fourth grade. I asked her father. I asked his father. His father teaches him when he was 2 years old.
Oh,
And
okay.
then luckily, he has a unique habit for me. I guess when there was election in US, Donald Trump debated with, I'd say, Biden, he knows well. He know well because his hobby is watching a talk show by using English
Oh,
without using subtitle.
okay.
It
Without
makes
subtitle, right?
habit. Yeah, it makes his habit. Even his father was shocked about this case. I think that, wow, it is because he is astronaut or child scientist, because he ever joined in national competition or even international competition, and he was in semi-final in, how to say, academy ruang guru, league academy of ruang guru, and he was in semi-final top 10 in Indonesia.
Oh,
He joined,
okay. Top 10, right?
the competition in
Mm.
Italy, Iran, and even in Yunani. Even he was only the participants who accepted or who passed to quarterfinal or even quarterfinal. I guess that because of maybe the supporting system, even from the family or the ecosystem, the small ecosystem, it's very crucial or significant for the children itself, for the learners, even English or whatever the language. It's very helpful for uh, the learners or the
Yes.
enthusiasts. Yeah, it seems like this how to say, this virtual learning. I call it virtual learning. It's it's extremely important for us to practice our English. There is the perfect because language needs repetition, and from the repetition makes a power. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Aku. Okay, the time is already almost over, guys. It's really interesting discussion, but actually we still have more to solve, but because the time is up, I'm just going to show you some slides about this facts and fiction, just a little bit more. But for the discussion, I guess we're going to cut by now. Okay, this is actually I got from bilingualkidspot.com. As you can see that we have facts and fictions again. So bilingualism is not a rare phenomenon actually, and bilingual kids mix languages, but it's actually normal. Bilingual kids can learn multiple languages from birth, even from birth, like you said earlier. Children with special needs can become bilingual. It's not supposed to be will. Bilingualism does not cause speech delay. Monolingual parents can also raise bilingual kids. And yeah, because the time is up already. I'm really sorry for, for the short time that we have, because we only have 2 hours for this one. So I guess I'm going to stop our discussion here, and I'm going to stop sharing the slides. Oh, yes, Mr. Maulidi.
Just
What is
one
it?
more question.
Oh, you have one more question. What is it?
Can I have those slides?
Oh, yes, of course. I will give you then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
complete one. Yeah, I will give you. Thank you. Right. So I'm going to put it back to Indah. Okay. Hello, Indah.
Hello, that's very
Yeah.
fun discussions we have tonight. It's really
Okay.
like I have a lot of fun hearing a lot of perspective within
Yeah,
one
I had fun too.
and another topics, because it's really like everyone is participating and everyone is really brave to say whatever it is in their mind. So I really appreciate you guys, and thank you very much for that. It's because of you, these discussions went really well, and we have a really interesting discussion, just like what Miss Sophie said. Okay, to sum up our discussion today, I have a point of some of our discussions. The first one is about the cultural background behind the language. Do the cultural background affected a lot in language? I think it's a yes, because language itself is a part of the cultural, is a part of the cultural, the whole cultural. As we can know, the language is a tool to communicate, a tool to express, a tool to like conversations between each one of human beings. And language sometimes become a barrier, so we can choose wisely how do we positions the language itself in our daily basis, because aside of the barrier itself, language itself is a great opener, a gate to open the whole new world to perspective, experience, and also the opportunity to another good change. The second one is learning language is multi-purpose, I guess. It's for working. You can learning language for traveling, just like Mr. Maulidi and Miss Sophie said, and of course entertaining. Because as we all know, there are a lot of contents from the another country that is really interesting, just like K-pop or J-pop or even Turkish. There are a lot of entertainment from the countries, so it's good to know that their language have a very beautiful meanings. And then just I highlighted before the language in school. I think it's better if you learning language from course or boot camp or some like school, uh, because you just not get used to use the language or to speak in the language, but also you learn something important that is fundamental. You can learn a lot about the vocabulary, you can a lot to pronunciations, and you can improve your language better if you are learning the language from the school. Because if you are learning from the native language, native speaker, I think it's just going to temporarily stay in us when we are not get used to it. Um, some of you point out that lack of language is a barrier in the discussions we have tonight. But I gotta say that language barrier or your lack of speak in English is not a sign of quote unquote stupidity. or so on. It's not like that. It's because we are not get used to speak in English in on our daily basis. So that's why we have a little lacking, little brain freezing and processing what we're gonna say, and that is really okay. That's totally normal. We just have to get used to it, and you are good to go. And then the last 2 points from our discussions today is multilingual is about the multilingual speakers topic, because I think the language is based on um, we use language for the cultural purpose. The purpose itself, like I said before, we can use the language for work, travel, or entertainment, and also how we position the language itself. We position it as a cultural sign or as a tools, or we position the language as a political tools. There is a lot of purpose in language. And then the last thing I want to highlight from point of view of Miss Sophie and Mr. Maulidi is baby or kids that raised in multilingual family define the words by the way of communicating based on the intonation and expression of their parents had or the family. So I agree with the statement if the kids that is raised with multilingual it doesn't affect on their speech delay, because kids define how their parent communicate to them based on their expressions and their intonations. And that is all for me for today. Thank you so much. You guys really light up the discussions. And thanks for Miss Arpa. You really deliver it really, really well. So we can have a spicy discussion tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, so we gotta do a photo together.
Yeah, photo shoot.
Yes, photo shoot. You can open your cam if you are in your best conditions, guys. Okay. Kain, are you ready?
Ayan. Oh.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. We'll see you guys in another discussions. So stay tuned on the WhatsApp group, right? Thank you. Have a pleasant day.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Miss.
Mhm.